Captain Alex Wren adjusted the controls of his small freighter, the Star Seeker, as it glided silently through the endless black of space. The hum of the engines was a familiar comfort, the kind that reminded him that he was exactly where he was meant to be, alone, in control, moving forward. He checked the navigation panel again, confirming the coordinates for the next supply station. It was a routine mission, simple, straightforward, and quiet, exactly the kind of work he preferred. As he sipped lukewarm coffee from a chipped metal mug, a sudden ping on the console made him frown. The ship's sensors had picked up an object moving at an unusual trajectory. Alex squinted at the display, noting a small shuttle that seemed to be spinning out of control, heading straight for him. He frowned. That's not normal. He toggled several screens, trying to get a clearer picture. The shuttle was small, sleek, unlike any human craft he had ever seen. Its design was elegant, almost fragile in comparison to the rugged freighter he piloted every day. And it was fast, far too fast for human engineering. Before he could react, the shuttle emitted a bright flash of light and with a loud shudder collided with the side of his freighter. Alarms blared as the impact triggered the emergency magnetic locks. Alex was thrown against the console but quickly scrambled to his feet. "Control! Hull breach! Cabin integrity compromised!" he shouted, already reaching for the manual override. And then she appeared. A figure was drifting in his cabin, suspended as though the laws of gravity had been rewritten for her. She had long silver hair that shimmered under the cabin lights, eyes that glowed faintly with a violet hue, and a uniform that looked like it had been woven from starlight itself. She struggled slightly, trying to orient herself, but her expression was a mixture of fear and annoyance. Alex froze. He had seen reports of alien lifeforms on the fringes of human-explored space, but nothing like this. And now one had somehow ended up inside his ship. Who are you?" Alex managed to ask, keeping his voice calm despite his pounding heart. The figure blinked, her glowing eyes meeting his. "I am Princess Liara of the Zenthari Empire," she said, her voice musical but firm. I did not intend to enter your vessel. A miscalculation on my shuttle's navigation. I was attempting a routine survey, and then," she gestured vaguely, as though the universe itself had conspired against her. "I ended up here. That is why I will not leave your ship until I understand the situation fully. Your presence, your technology, it is unlike anything I have seen in my life. I need to know that it is safe before I return." "Not exactly a palace." "I suppose you can stay for now," he said carefully, knowing that any rash action could escalate the situation. "But you have to understand, I don't know how long before someone comes looking for you, and if they find you here—" He let the sentence hang. Liara studied him intently. "I trust you to handle this," she said simply. "I have no intention of being captured or harmed. But I also will not leave." "Your navigation systems are remarkably intuitive," she said, pointing to the star maps. "The way you calculate trajectories, it is unlike the rigid protocols we use, flexible, human. That is rare in my world. In the Empire, everything is calculated, predetermined, and precise. You are remarkable, Captain Wren. Tell me, Captain, how do you survive out here alone, without the protection of a fleet, without guidance from your leaders?" "Perseverance, resourcefulness." "May I?" she asked, gesturing toward the console. Alex hesitated, then nodded. "Go ahead, just don't break anything." By the time they cleared the last of the asteroids, Alex was breathing heavily. "How did you?" And here I thought I was the skilled pilot. Alex finally broke the silence. "You're not exactly easy to deal with, you know. Royalty doesn't usually crash into random freighters in human space. You're not leaving anytime soon, are you?" For the first time in years, he felt a spark of excitement, a sense that he was part of something larger than himself. "All right," he said finally, a determined tone in his voice. "You can stay, but we're going to have to figure out a plan, Princess. Space is not forgiving, and sooner or later someone will come looking for you." "Then let us prepare together, Captain. I do not wish to be a burden, but I also will not leave without understanding what it means to survive alongside humans." One was a solitary human, accustomed to relying only on himself, and the other was a royal alien, unaccustomed to freedom yet drawn to it. Together they would face the dangers of space, discover the strengths of humanity, and form a bond neither had expected. As the freighter glided onward, Alex couldn't help but wonder. This was no ordinary supply mission. This was the start of an adventure that would test everything he knew about courage, ingenuity, and the remarkable adaptability of humans. and deep down he felt a strange thrill at the thought. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, indifferent and beautiful. And for the first time in a long time, Alex Wren felt that anything might be possible. The freighter hummed steadily as it glided through the emptiness of space. Captain Alex Wren kept his eyes on the navigation console, but for the first time he was not alone in the cabin. Princess Liara floated nearby, her violet eyes tracing the displays with fascination. She reached out, touching the holographic star maps as though she could feel the flow of the stars themselves. Alex stole a glance at her, noting the way she studied every detail with intensity. "You really like staring at that, huh?" he said, trying to break the silence. Liara's lips curved into a small smile. "It is captivating. Your calculations, the way you predict movement, how you navigate through dangers. It is human. It is alive. You make it sound like my freighter has feelings. Space doesn't care about philosophy or elegance. May I observe?" A piece of rock suddenly veered toward the freighter, spinning dangerously. Alex twisted the ship, narrowly avoiding impact. The freighter shuddered as another fragment scraped past. Sweat beaded his forehead. "Almost had me that time," he muttered. Liara's gaze sharpened. "Allow me. Show me what you've got. I'm following your lead." When they cleared the last of the asteroids, Alex exhaled sharply. "I don't believe it. That actually worked." Perhaps this is the universe reminding you that humans are not alone in their intelligence. Not the accident part, the part where you left your palace, your entire life behind just to see the stars. Humans, your people, you are fascinating because you choose your path, even in uncertainty. I can respect that. Humans are all about learning by doing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but at least we try. Occasionally, she offered suggestions, which Alex initially dismissed but gradually noticed were surprisingly practical. Her alien perspective provided solutions he hadn't considered, demonstrating that intelligence could take many forms. Their routine was disrupted again when the sensors detected a small fleet approaching at high speed. Alex frowned, scanning the incoming ships. "Looks like trouble," he muttered. "Pirates, they must have picked up our signature. This could get messy. Allow me to assist." Alex followed her guidance, twisting the freighter in unexpected ways. The pirates fired repeatedly, but each shot missed. The combined skill of human reflexes and alien analysis allowed them to evade the fleet. After a tense half-hour, the pirates, frustrated by the freighter's elusive movements, finally broke off pursuit. Alex leaned back, breathing heavily. "I don't know whether to thank you or be terrified of you." He told her about human exploration, survival on harsh planets, and the unpredictability of life beyond known space. Liara shared glimpses of her world, rigid protocols, technological wonders, and the pressures of royalty. Through their conversation, Alex realized just how different her life was from his, yet how much they could learn from each other. Liara's curiosity seemed endless. She asked about human ingenuity, why they built ships like his freighter, how they survived dangerous situations, and why they often relied on improvisation rather than strict planning. Alex explained it as best he could. "Humans survive because we adapt. We don't always know the answer, but we figure it out. That's our strength. These are qualities of your species I admire most." By the time the freighter approached the outskirts of a dense asteroid belt, Alex felt a strange sense of anticipation. The journey ahead was uncertain, dangerous, and unpredictable. Yet, for the first time in a long while, he felt excited rather than apprehensive. Liara floated near the viewport, gazing at the stars stretching endlessly before them. "Captain," she said softly, "perhaps this journey is not just about survival. Perhaps it is about understanding, about growth. Humans, you are not only clever, you are remarkable. I think the same about you." The universe was vast, full of danger and wonder alike, and for the first time, Alex realized that being human meant more than survival. It meant rising to meet challenges with creativity, bravery, and heart. The stars passed by, silent witnesses to the beginning of an extraordinary adventure. The freighter cut through the void, leaving behind the asteroid belt that had tested their skills and patience. Captain Alex Wren leaned back in his chair, allowing himself a brief moment to relax. Princess Liara floated nearby, examining the control panels with fascination, her violet eyes tracing the movements of distant stars. "Not bad for a human pilot," she said softly, almost to herself. "The way you adapt it is admirable. But there is more than skill here. There is creativity, courage, and perseverance. qualities that are rare in my world. Humans, you embrace uncertainty. You make mistakes, yet you continue, adapt, and survive. That is remarkable. Despite the differences in their worlds, a mutual respect had begun to form, strengthened by the dangerous situations they had already faced together. Their peace, however, was not to last. The freighter's sensors suddenly flared red and the cockpit lights pulsed with urgent warnings. Alex's heart sank. "Pirates! Great!" he muttered, scanning the display. Several ships were approaching fast, their weapons glowing ominously. "Looks like they've picked up our trail." "Stay alert." Liara floated near the console, studying the attackers. "Their patterns are repetitive. They underestimate you because you are small and seemingly weak. Allow me to assist." Humans adapt, yes, but the unexpected will give you an advantage. After tense minutes that felt like hours, the pirates, frustrated by their inability to hit the freighter, finally broke off pursuit. Alex exhaled sharply, leaning back. "I don't know whether to thank you or be terrified of you. Your courage and adaptability, combined with my strategic thinking, together, we are stronger than we appear." Utility is not always apparent in ceremonial roles. Sometimes, true capability is hidden beneath tradition and expectation. Humans see beyond appearances. That is why I respect your species. Perhaps it is because I seek understanding, not obedience. I wish to learn to see life without filters. Your people, your ingenuity, resilience, and courage, these are qualities I find inspiring. Alex quickly adjusted the freighter, but the field was tighter and more dangerous than the last. Liara floated closer. "May I assist again?" she asked. Alex nodded. "Just guide me through it, don't take over completely. Together, we can navigate safely." By the time they emerged from the asteroid field, Alex was breathing heavily but exhilarated. "I can't believe that worked. We actually made it." Sometimes, even the most unusual ally can make all the difference. As the darkness of space stretched endlessly outside, Liara asked, "Captain, do humans often face such dangers alone?" "You have strength not just in technology but in your hearts and minds. I admire that." Alex guided the ship into the docking bay while Liara observed, fascinated by the station's bustling activity. "Your civilization is lively," she said softly. "So different from the rigid order of the Empire. The freedom here, it is inspiring. You'll notice we make mistakes, but we learn from them quickly. But for now, we need to focus on our immediate needs: fuel, repairs, and food. They'll probably be angry, maybe even send someone to retrieve you. But if we handle it carefully, maybe we can avoid a confrontation. You're unusual for royalty, and maybe they'll see that staying with humans temporarily is not a threat. My choices could have consequences beyond what you can imagine." Despite the uncertainty ahead, he felt more confident knowing that Liara's intelligence and courage complemented his own skills. Liara floated to the edge of the docking bay, watching the station's lights twinkle in the distance. "Perhaps this journey is more than survival," she said softly. "Perhaps it is about understanding, about learning from one another. Humans, you are remarkable." But for the first time, Alex realized that being human meant more than just surviving. It meant rising to challenges with creativity, bravery, and heart, and forming bonds that could make the impossible possible. The stars outside seemed to shine a little brighter as the freighter rested in the station, a small beacon of human ingenuity and alien curiosity, ready to face whatever adventures awaited next. The freighter rested quietly in the docking bay of the neutral space station. Its lights reflected off the polished metal surfaces, casting soft glows across the walls. Captain Alex Wren moved through the cabin, checking the ship's systems, while Princess Liara floated near the viewport, observing the station with intense curiosity. She seemed fascinated by the flow of life within the docking bay, traders haggling over prices, technicians rushing between ships, and explorers preparing for their journeys. Alex leaned back in his chair, rubbing his eyes. "It's busier than I thought it would be, and somehow we're supposed to blend in. As long as we stay calm and act natural, most people won't notice a princess hiding in a freighter. You're not alone anymore. Your unauthorized departure has caused concern at the highest levels. We are dispatching a retrieval team to ensure your safe return. You can't just sit here and wait for them to show up. Follow me," he whispered, guiding her through the lesser-known passages of the station. They moved silently, observing the routines of station personnel and traders. Liara's eyes were wide with fascination as she took in the bustle, learning how humans navigated crowded, unpredictable environments with a mixture of caution and intuition. As they reached the corridor, Alex paused. "We should rest here for a while, assess our options. They won't find you immediately, but it won't be long before someone notices your absence. Here, survival depends on observation, instinct, and courage. I begin to understand the value of your species' approach." Alex pressed himself against the wall as a security patrol moved past the entrance to their corridor. Liara observed quietly, noting how humans anticipated movements, avoided detection, and adapted to unexpected circumstances. It fascinated her, the way humans relied on both intuition and calculation, balancing risk with opportunity. When the patrol moved on, Alex exhaled. That was close. Too close. He scanned the station's network for information, looking for routes, supply points, and docking records that could help them plan a safe departure. Liara hovered nearby, studying the data with a sharp eye. "If we move carefully, we can avoid detection, but there will be challenges, patrols, automated sensors, and political oversight. We must anticipate each obstacle." "I trust your judgment. We've made it this far together, we can handle this too." "Then we must act decisively. Hesitation will not serve us. Your people act with courage, Alex. I will act with strategy. Together we can succeed." Liara's insights allowed them to anticipate security patrols and bypass automated scanners. Alex piloted the freighter carefully, maneuvering it through tight spaces with precision. As they approached the docking bay, another challenge appeared: pirates who had been lurking near the station, taking advantage of its neutrality to ambush unsuspecting freighters. Alex's heart pounded as the pirates fired their weapons, aiming to disable the ship. Liara's voice was calm but commanding. "Focus on evasion, predict their patterns, and exploit the gaps. We can survive this." Each evasive maneuver was precise, combining his human reflexes with Liara's analytical input. The pirates' shots missed narrowly, and soon, frustrated by their inability to hit the freighter, they retreated. Once the immediate danger passed, Alex exhaled heavily. "I don't know how you keep so calm during all of this." Fear does not serve in crises. Only strategy and courage matter. Humans understand that instinctively, and now I do as well. In my world, everything is predictable, yet survival is uncertain. Here, uncertainty is embraced and humans thrive. I understand why your species endures. And I am grateful for your guidance. Together, we demonstrate what is possible when courage meets intelligence, when adaptability meets strategy. He realized that she was not just a passenger or a guest, she was a partner, an ally, and a friend. Liara floated to the viewport, observing the station's lights. "This place, it is alive with energy. Humans live not by protocol alone, but by action and choice. I begin to see the potential of combining our worlds, strengths, structure and adaptability, order and creativity. And I intend to share what I have learned. Perhaps one day, the rigidity of the Empire will loosen, and curiosity, courage, and human ingenuity will be appreciated as much as protocol." The challenges ahead, diplomatic tension, political scrutiny, and the vast unknown of space, would demand everything they had learned together. But for the first time, Alex realized that being human meant more than survival. It meant facing the unknown with courage, intelligence, and heart, and forming bonds that could turn the impossible into the achievable. The stars outside seemed to shimmer brighter as the freighter remained docked, a small but resilient vessel carrying two beings from vastly different worlds. Together, they had learned to trust, to adapt, and to act with courage. The universe might be unpredictable, but humans had a way of meeting challenges head-on, and now Liara had learned that lesson too. In the quiet of the docking bay, a sense of hope lingered. Both Alex and Liara knew that their next steps would be more dangerous, more complex, and more crucial than anything they had faced. But they also knew that together, they could rise to meet whatever awaited them in the void of space. And so, with preparation, courage, and determination, they readied themselves for the trials to come. Two unlikely allies united by circumstance, curiosity, and the enduring strength of human ingenuity. The freighter Starseeker rested quietly in the docking bay of the neutral space station, but the calm was deceptive. Captain Alex Wren and Princess Liara both knew that their respite would be short. Word of Liara's unauthorized presence had spread quickly through the station's communication networks, and soon, emissaries from the Zenthari Empire would arrive to retrieve her. The challenge ahead was clear. Diplomacy, strategy, and courage would all be tested. Alex leaned back in his chair, running a hand through his hair. This is going to be tricky. One wrong move and it could turn into a full-scale incident. Glad to see the lesson stuck. Let's just hope the Empire is ready to listen as well. Liara straightened, floating gracefully as she prepared to face her people. Princess Liara, the lead emissary said, his voice firm, you have violated Imperial protocol by leaving the vessel without permission. You are to return immediately. I have observed, learned, and experienced something that cannot be taught within the palace walls. Captain Wren has provided guidance and protection, and I request that my stay continue temporarily as it benefits both our worlds. With all due respect, enforcing your command by force could escalate tensions unnecessarily. Humans value negotiation and reason. Liara has learned much, and her temporary stay could foster understanding between our species. I assure you, no harm has come to her. Our collaboration has saved lives, and the lessons we share could strengthen future relations between humans and Zenthari. Do not let protocol blind you to opportunity. Humans have survived and thrived in the unknown because we adapt, learn, and act with integrity. Allow her to remain, and you gain knowledge and respect for your empire. Force her return, and you risk diplomatic fallout. Liara floated calmly, her violet eyes steady. She had never seen diplomacy handled this way, and yet she understood that this human, this Captain Wren, was speaking with honesty, courage, and wisdom. After a long moment, the lead emissary nodded slowly. Very well, Princess Liara. Your stay will be permitted temporarily under observation. But any further unauthorized actions will result in consequences. Now, let's make sure the freighter is ready for the next part of the journey. Looks like the universe isn't done testing us yet. Alex piloted with skill while Liara analyzed the approaching ships. They are organized but predictable. Use the gaps, exploit the miscalculations. I will guide you through their formation. Liara's alien perspective allowed them to anticipate patterns and predict movements that Alex would not have seen alone. After a tense chase through the void, the fleet finally disengaged, frustrated by their inability to catch the small but nimble freighter. Alex exhaled heavily, leaning back. That was too close. You were incredible, Liara. I couldn't have done it without you. Pirates, political tension, rogue fleets, and the vast unknown had all tested their abilities, yet they had persevered. Through each challenge, Alex realized that human ingenuity and courage were not just survival tools. They were defining qualities that could inspire respect across the galaxy. Liara floated near the viewport, gazing at distant stars. Captain, your people survive not merely through technology, but through spirit, intelligence, and adaptability. I see why humanity endures. And I am grateful for your guidance. Together, we have demonstrated the strength of collaboration between species. Perhaps this journey will serve as an example of what is possible when courage and intelligence unite. Not bad for a couple of unlikely allies. Liara turned to him, her voice calm but filled with purpose. Captain, I believe our journey is only beginning. There is much more to learn both about your species and about myself. Humans have shown me the value of choice, courage, and creativity. I intend to share these lessons with my people. And I have learned that even the most unexpected allies can become the strongest partners. You've changed the way I see my own abilities and what humans are capable of. Pirates and rogue fleets were only part of the dangers. The universe itself offered mysteries that required ingenuity, courage, and perseverance. Liara floated near the controls, her fingers tracing the panels as she analyzed star charts and navigational data. Your people are remarkable, Alex. You thrive not because the universe is easy, but because you rise to every challenge. That is a lesson I will carry back to my world. And judging by how well you've handled everything, I'd say you've learned the same. Through it all, they had learned that courage, intelligence, and collaboration could overcome even the most daunting challenges. Liara's violet eyes glimmered as she looked at Alex. Perhaps this journey will change more than just our perspectives. Perhaps it will change the way our worlds understand each other. Humans, your bravery and ingenuity inspire hope beyond your borders. And your courage, Princess, reminds me that even in the unknown, there is strength in learning, adapting, and acting with purpose. Together, we've proven that humans and aliens can work as equals, achieving what neither could alone. Alex and Liara knew that the universe would continue to challenge them, offering dangers, mysteries, and opportunities alike. But for the first time, both understood that survival was more than enduring. It was rising to meet every challenge with intelligence, courage, and heart. As the freighter sailed deeper into uncharted space, Alex felt a profound sense of hope. Humanity had faced impossible odds before, and now, with Liara's perspective and their combined skills, they were ready to face the unknown together. Liara's voice broke the silence, soft but resolute. "Captain, I am grateful for your guidance, your courage, and your trust. Together we have faced the unknown and prevailed. And together we will continue to explore, to learn, and to survive. You've shown me that courage, intelligence, and adaptability are not just human qualities. They are universal." The adventure had begun with an accidental encounter, but it had grown into a testament to what humans could achieve when faced with the unknown. Courage in action, intelligence in problem-solving, and a spirit that could rise to any challenge. And as the stars stretched endlessly before them, Alex and Liara knew that the journey ahead, no matter how uncertain, was theirs to navigate together. The alien princess accidentally entered the human pilot's cabin. Now she won T depart Deathworld.